What's good, friends and family? Mr. Flip Flop here. So I'm assuming we're tired of all the raid videos from Medellin and Sosua. I figured I'd bring you guys some entertainment. First, I need you to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. This is going to be a really dope story. Pay attention.
What a stupid question that is. What a stupid question. But I watch you a lot. You ask a lot of stupid questions.
So if you watch Sunday service, July 27th, I told a story about me and Beyonce. For this story, we'll call her Young B. And it was about her being with a dude and me being with a chick, going out together, hanging out. And everybody didn't realize how me and her were. So I did a video a long time ago. I got to find it, see if I can post it up here. And she actually hit me up and was very upset about it. But I thought about another story that happened that is really some soap opera novella shit. And you've got to pay attention to this because you got to stay connected to this story. So we're going to put Beyonce, we're going to call her Young B for this story. And then my ex-fiance, you guys know I had an ex-fiance for many years, we're going to call her X. This story is one of the craziest stories in the world. I lived through it. I was there. So let me give you a quick backstory on both of them.
A few moments
I know what
later.
I did. I know who I am. And I do not need your help. I did it because I liked it. Hell, I loved it. I'm saying
So I know you've hit the like button. You shared the story because you know it's going to be dope. And you're subscribed to the channel. Big shout Paradise Life. #1 travel and networking movement in the world. So X is my ex-fiance. I was with her for many years. Probably one of the most perfect women I ever met. Me being me, I messed that all up. You know, it is what it is. At the time of this story, me and her are broken up for probably about 8 to 9 months, maybe more. And in comes Young B. Me and Young B were like running around the town like Jay and Beyonce. That's why I call her Young B. And she played a pivotal role in my life at that time once X was gone. So now let me get to the story.
Where is your next destination?
Back in the day, I want to say this is around when WhatsApp first started in Dominican Republic. I still had my laptop. I was living in the hotel, and me and Young B had broken up. We were only together for a few months, but off and on, we dealt with each other for almost a year. Still saw each other a couple times a week, just kind of hung out, did what we do. We had a really great relationship back then based on she knew I wouldn't put nobody above her. I knew she wouldn't put nobody above me. So no matter what happened, we always ended up back rocking with each other. Well, I was in my laptop one day and X sent me an email. And the email was a very nice email. She was basically saying how she missed me and she wished things didn't happen the way they did. And she was hoping maybe one day we work it out. Well, I responded with a nice email as well saying, hey, you know, I messed up. Hopefully we can work things out in the future. About 4 emails, 2 from her, 2 from me. Just, you know, talking about how we missed each other and blah, blah, blah. I left it at that. Didn't even speak to her after that, kind of left it alone. Fast forward, I want to say 2 to 3 months from the time of those emails. Now, I got Young B a job in the old Roomba. She was a waitress. A lot of you people may know who I'm talking about. Bad chick, beautiful, really slick with it. So she works in Roomba now. She's a waitress. One of the main waitresses is that. I get a phone call. Well, I get a text message, phone call. I don't remember what it was. And she goes, hey, your ex is in Roomba. I said, what? So your ex is in Roomba. First off, they don't know each other. Have no means of knowing each other. X is from La Union. Young B is from Katui. They never met, don't know each other at all. So how she would know who my ex is and why my ex would be in Roomba when my ex hated Roomba it took me months to get my ex in Rumba when we were together, was blowing my mind. So I sent the text to my ex and I said, hey, you in Rumba? She said, man, stuff is wild. Haha. And I was like, okay, let me head over to Rumba and see what the hell's going on, because I don't understand.
A few moments later.
So I get to Rumba. At a table is ex and her brother, who comes down once or twice a year from Germany with his wife and kids and visits the moms and her. Pull up to the table. I say, hey, what's up? I see Young B there smiling and giggling. And I'm confused because they don't know each other. So how they know each other here is weird. And my ex is just sitting there like shaking her head. Like I could tell she's disgusted, but she's not very boisterous. So her thing is like, whatever. Come say what up, have a beer, grab a few shots. Young B is like gloating and happy. And X is just sitting there like on some, I could tell she's like confused, like I'm confused. Well, we part ways, they leave, say peace. I'm just like, okay. And Young B is like just happy. It's like super happy. And I'm just like, okay, I don't know what's going on. I want to say Young B came to the crib that night. I don't remember. But everything was just confusing. So I was just like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't, it was hard to investigate because I didn't understand what was happening. Well, fast forward a day or two, WhatsApp had just came out, I believe it was, because it was either her Facebook status or her WhatsApp status. Young B was posting video of her with X and her brother. And I'm saying to myself, what the fuck? What in the Twilight Zone am I dealing with here? I don't even know what's going on. Well, I said, yo, what are you doing with them? Like, that's weird. She goes, what are you, jealous? Now, this all takes place within a 7-day period. So I might mix the days up, but it's 7-day period. X calls me and she goes, you know what? I was really, really mad, but I realized this broad is a liar. I said, what are you talking about? She said, Young B told me that she was with you for years, the exact same time we were together. I said, that's not possible. I didn't even know her. She said, no, at first I was mad, but then I realized her timeline don't add up. And I'm like, she didn't even know where you lived our first year together. And I was like, yeah, I didn't know her. Like, it is what it is. But then I'm saying to myself, what the hell is going on? Why is Young B telling her this? Why is Young B going to X? X is gone. She is my ex. We've messed around here and there and tried to get back together, but she is my ex. And I'm like, why is Young B doing this? Like, this is wild, because Young B never had to worry about no chick. She, me and her had our thing. I'm still confused. It just doesn't make sense. In the statuses, I'm seeing Young B and X's brother having a great old time. And I'm saying, I thought he's always here with his wife and kids. I'm not thinking that, but I don't know what's happening. Well, it all comes down to a head when I'm walking in the Rumba and X's brother steps to me. Mind you, me and him was cool as hell. We were like family. I was about to marry his sister. He goes, hey man, are you jealous of me? I said, what'd you say? He said, you jealous of me because I'm messing with Young B? I said, first off, I didn't even know you was messing with Young B. Second, why the hell would I be jealous? Now, like I said, me and her had an understanding. We didn't do the jealousy thing, because if I called her and said, come here right now, she comes right now. She called me and said, come right now, I go right now. We had that arrangement. It was what it was. So, but I didn't know they were messing around. I'm just thinking she linked up with X somehow. How, I still don't know. So I guess the comment that I made was him. So he's kind of mad, but then he goes, yeah, G, you ain't leaving like that. I'm like, bro, I don't, listen, get a drink. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I'm not worried about nothing. He's like, all right, cool, da-da-da. So now everything is coming to a head, right? X calls me, you know what? let me pause it. Make sure you hit that like button because this is about to get real deep. Okay. You're confused? Trust me, imagine living through this shit. Ex-brothers goes back to Germany. Ex calls me. Now, this entire time, like I said, it's like a 7-day period, I want to say. This entire time, young B is like acting up. She's sending me crazy messages, sending me random videos from other people's phone. I think I damn near had a porno of her and Ex's brother. I don't remember. But it was like a porno from another person's phone. She was trying to get my attention. But I wasn't paying no mind because I was like, I don't even know what's happening here. So X calls me and X goes, hey, I need to see you. I'm like, bet, let's link up. And so the story gets wilder because we realize what was going on. Now, I'm going to tell you the part with X first. And then I spoke to young B, who gave confirmation on most of this and told me the exact story. So me and X sit down and talk. We going out for a drink or whatever. And she's like, all I knew was my brother had to meet this girl. And when my brother met this girl, she acted like she knew me. And I was like, yeah, I know y'all don't know each other. So that was weird. She's like, this girl is like real conniving, real sneaky, which was young B, 100%. And she's like, but what got kind of crazy was every time she was with my brother, she would stare at me and start crying. I said, what? She's like, we in Chalos, we in the Campo, we in all these places hanging out. We out. And that was her brother. Her brother comes, he likes to dance. They go out. I've been out with them when I was with her, so I understand. She goes, the one time we in Chalos, they sitting here, I'm sitting here with my homegirl, and she just bust out crying, staring at me. So she goes, come on, baby, let's go to the bathroom. I'm like, and I'm sitting like, crying, what? So she gets in the bathroom, she goes, yo, what's up? You all right? Young B looks at X and goes, he'll never love me like he loves you. And X is like, who are you talking about? She goes, Gregory. X is like, wait a minute, you here with my brother. How the hell are you talking about my ex? And what do you mean love you like love me? What? So that's when young B tells her, well, I had been with him for 5-6 years, which was a lie. But he loves you, so he never really cared about me. So X is like, you were with him for how long? Like, X kind of lived with me, so X kind of know where I was and what I was doing. So that's when X got mad, and then later she realized that her timeline didn't add up, and she didn't even know where I used to live. So X realized it was all bullshit. But then X is like, Greg, I don't understand what was going on here. This girl met my brother on Facebook. They linking up. He's smashing, but she's crying about you. And I said, are you serious? Like, this is, how'd they meet on Facebook? X is like, I don't know. This is your problem, and you got some crazy motherfucking people around you. I was like, X, I don't even know what to say. This is a weird situation. I've never experienced nothing like this. I have no idea what's going on, but I will try to investigate. So we part ways. We kind of leave. We laugh a little bit because it is kind of crazy. And then I catch up to young B probably about 2-3 days later. Now, I'm going to give you the version young B told me, which added up to the whole story that I'm about to tell you, but that I told you. And this is how she came at me and everything she told me. Now, to wrap this story up, young B had access to my computer. My computer's right there by my desk, by my bed. I always had it open because I was on, back then it was just Facebook. I had the Paradise Life Facebook group, different websites I was on, as well as emails. I was always checking emails. And like I said, the correspondence that me and X had at that time, with the back and forth love story, that was through email. We actually I don't think we spoke on Facebook that much no more. So young B gets a hold of my laptop, which was right there. She had access. I let her use it all the time. She had her password saved in my computer for her Facebook and all that. And young B sees the emails. What made her go through my Google, I have no idea, but she went through the emails and I didn't have any qualms about it. She goes through the emails, sees the messages, the 4 messages between me and X. Now, she decides to go through all my emails. She goes and checks dates. Now, prior to WhatsApp, you were using text messaging, Facebook, or email. So me and X had a thing with email when we first linked up. We would email each other. Excuse me. It was easier. So she goes back like a couple of years and sees our correspondence. And it's all, I love you, I miss you, like we were together. So it was a lot of miss you stuff, when I used to go back to the States every now and then until I started living here. Or she'd be in school sometimes, she'd just send me a random email. Hey, I miss you, you know what I'm saying? Rather than waste money on a text message. Back then, text cost. So she reads all that and she realizes that I really loved, which I did, I really loved X. She goes on Facebook and finds X by the email. Goes through X's entire friends, which is why I block my friends list now. Goes through the entire friends list. Finds the brother, like does a full-on investigation. Finds the brother. And the brother's dark skinned. So X is light skinned, the brother's dark skinned. She matches the pictures and timelines up when he's in DR because he's always with his sister and finds the pictures. Boom. Friends the brother. Starts talking to the brother. Now, Young B is super, I haven't spoken to him, I haven't dealt with him in a long time, but super manipulative. Can manipulate anybody. And for all you dudes watching, trust me, I've watched her do it. She can manipulate anyone. She's one of the sweetest girls you'll ever meet, and she just has a thing about her. So her plan was to link up with him, which they got really close online before he ever came back to DR, just to make sure I never, ever, ever got back with X. Her idea was, I'm going to mess with him so I can get close to X so I could tell her, you've been with me this whole time and while you were with her. I was like, what type of soap opera shit is this? Young B said, you mine. I said, so you went and had sex with this man to get next to my ex to get back at me to make sure she don't get with me? She said, yep. And it worked. Now, the crazy part about this story, if it isn't crazy enough, she slept with the brother and manipulated the brother, and the brother fell in love with her. The brother was about to get a divorce from his German wife to be with her until X told him, bro, you bugging. He calls Young B like, hey, I'm about to leave my wife for you. I'm gonna come back to DR. Young B said, nah, you're bugging. That's it. We had our fun. I'm going back to Greg. So now, dude has literally almost risked his entire family to be with this chick, not realizing she was just using him to keep X away from me. He hits me up with this long message on Facebook, how he's sorry, da-da-da-da. I said, bro, it is what it is. I still got love for you. I don't feel no way about it. You know what I'm saying? But to get you to understand, my ex, Young B, slept with my ex-fiance's brother to get close to her to stop us from getting back together. Hey, I tell you, I've lived an amazing life. It's definitely a paradise life, but it's a wild, adventurous life. If you like this story, comment below. If you got lost, comment below, because trust me, it took some time for me to put that together back then. Now it's funny to bring the story up because it's so far-fetched and so crazy. But like I said, I lived through it. So at the time, I didn't know what the hell was going on. Once I finally realized what was going on, still didn't make sense, but it happened. And then Young B confessed to everything and said, this is what it is. And I probably still dealt with her for like another 2 years. So, hey, she won in the end because I never got back with my ex. So it is what it is. You guys stay tuned for more. Don't worry about the raids. Y'all hit that like button. I got more videos for you.